Leo, welcome to August 2016. This is Gwendolyn. This video is going to be a Tarotscope for Leo for this month of August 2016. And then also at the end of this video, I will have an offer about some free readings that I'm going to be doing. So check out the end of the video for information about that. So I'm just going to shuffle and we'll get right into the reading for Leo. Let's see what's coming up for Leo. Okay, so looks like the month starts off with either a water sign being involved with your home, or being surprised by a water sign, or it could also mean you having an intuition about your home life. The reason I'm saying that is because Queen of Cups is usually representative of a water sign, but you as a fire sign, Leo, this is the master of emotion, master of intuition. She's usually very compassionate, very loving, very intuitive, very psychic. She comes from the heart. So sometimes that could be a water sign like Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, and someone with a water sign could be showing up in your home because Four of Wands represents home life. Sometimes too, this can represent like a mother figure, because she is a queen. She is, you know, an authority. She is an elder coming to and staying at the home. But this is Four of Wands is very joyful. It's full of surprise. It's full of festivity. It may be a home that you didn't expect or a visit that you didn't expect, but it represents stability and it represents joyfulness. It represents festivities. So a water sign moving into your home, Leo, or arriving at your home, or you having an intuition about where your home is or what brings joyfulness, festivity, celebration, surprise to your home. So that's what the month of August opens up about. And you may have some, if this is representing you and not a visitor, or a mother or an aunt or any sort of authority figure in terms of the heart, then it could represent you having some sort of intuition, inner feeling, inner knowing regarding your home life. I also see there may be some truth that you're not seeing in regards to a relationship. The reason I say that is because both of these are in reverse. This is Lovers, which is all about relationships, closeness, vulnerabilities. You can see basically it's a couple that's naked with one another. They're being vulnerable with one another. It's passionate, it's intimate, it's loving. It's really them showing up in an intimate way. And this card, and sharing intimacies and vulnerabilities. And this card, Ace of Swords, represents the truth personified. It's the Excalibur card. And you can even see it's the, you know, the card that represents the truth will set you free, the crown of the truth. Swords represent ideas and thoughts. And so it is the one thought, the one mind, the one clarity, the one truth. I call this card Truth with a capital T. And the fact that it is in the reverse position next to this relationship card tells me that there's some sort of truth, or there is a truth, that is being held in suspension, that's being held out of view, in murkiness, it's under the surface, it's in shadow. So what I'll encourage you to do, Leo, is along with the enjoyment that you're going to be experiencing regarding your home or the visit, I'm also seeing it could be the arrival or departure of this water sign, because she is looking away from the home, but she's showing up right next to it. So it could be that the water sign either arrives or departs, or this is your intuition regarding the home, and the celebration and the festivities and the joyousness and stability that goes along with that. But I want you to take a look at the beginning of August regarding this relationship. Now, it can be either a relationship that you're in, or it could be a truth that you are not recognizing regarding relationships in general, or your approach to relationship. So there's something missing or something out of view, something that's not being seen, something that's in shadow. There's a truth in alignment with this relationship where they're both in reverse. And that's how those two go together. So that's the first week and a half of August for you, Leo. Then in the middle of August, what's funny is I see all this blue energy. Like, look at all the backgrounds for these cards. A lot of blue energy, and there's some yellow in here too. So it's really a lot of thought, which is blue energy, logic, reason, analysis. And then there's this like lightning bolt of optimism, joyfulness. So it may be you thinking a lot about things, but really the core of August for you is about your sunny, natural, fiery Leo, sunniness and optimism in general. Some of these are in reverse, so it may mean that you're having a hard time accessing some of these elements, but you also have the wands cards here are in the upright position, so that wands represent fire, and that's your natural element, Leo. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I have a certain philosophy about reverse cards anyway, that it's not the opposite, but that it's that expression of the card. It's just having a hard time coming through. It's being blocked, or there's resistance there, or it's in shadow. For the middle of August, there is something to do with a disappointment or heartbreak, but it looks like there's a new beginning arriving for you. You actually have 3 aces. If you look at this, Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, and Ace of Cups, all in August. Triple new beginnings. So whatever is going on for you, Leos, in August, I believe you also have a new moon in Leo on the 2nd. So when you have a new moon in Leo, for Leos it will fall in the first house of identity. So for some of you, and I'll even say most of you, it's a real time of new beginnings. This is a triple ace month for you. Aces always represent beginnings. And new moon in Leo says it's a new you. It's a new identity, a new self, especially beginning around the 2nd. So it's shining for me more light on this Ace of Swords that's in reverse, especially for August 2nd, new moon. There's going to be some truth that you will need to recognize, acknowledge, and especially regarding either the relationship you're in or relationships in general. And it's going to transform you. You have a lot of opportunity to have a new identity or self emerge over the next 6 months based upon the new beginnings, seeds that are planted here in this month. So there is some sort of heartbreak, loss, betrayal. 3 of Swords, as you can see, represents a heart being pierced by 3 swords. So it can just mean disappointment, like things may not go as you want them to in the middle of the month, or somebody lets you down, or there's third wheel energy. Sometimes it can be betrayal by a romantic partner, or just even a loved one, sadness. Something is heavy on your heart at the middle of August, Leo. I'm not sure what that relates to, but you will probably know. And then there is a way in which your personal power, because of that, is being challenged. Normally, you are very creative, Leo. I mean, you can hold center stage just like a magician can. And this is a card of creativity, power, manifestation. It's creative. What a magician does is he says abracadabra, what I will becomes so. And he collects all the elements, between fire, air, earth, and water, between all these things that are represented here on the table, and fuses those elements together, ignites them with his will, and therefore it comes into being. And he connects himself to the etheric world or the divine world and infuses it with spirit, which causes something to come into being. So normally, magician is a very powerful card saying, I can create whatever I want. Abracadabra, let it be so. But in the reverse position, it's saying that you may not have access to your creative powers at the middle of the month. It's showing up for you. There's the possibility of it. But something is holding it in shadow. Something is holding it in reserve. Something is giving resistance to it. And what I'm seeing next to it here is this 7 of Swords, which this card represents me energy, someone trying to get away with something, someone who is willing to cut corners to cover their bases. They're the kind of people who will say, I want what's mine at any cost, even if it means I have to break rules, even if it means I have to break laws. I am going to take mine at whatever cost it whatever consequences come from it. And it's basically stealing things out in the open, but people can see this here. So if you're dealing with anyone in the middle of the month who is behaving like that, who has me energy, it's very selfish, it's very fearful, it's very lack-oriented, then it may sort of zap your power as magician of being able to stand in your power, say, this is what I want, this is what I am, this is what I create, this is how I perform. I'm getting the sense that it's sort of, this is central to the middle of the month, maybe related to a disappointment, someone being self-centered, and it's draining you. And emotionally as well. Ace of Cups is complete and utter fulfillment. It is my cup runneth over. It's feeling overjoyed, feeling again full of creativity, full of passion, full of love. It's the heart card. Cups correspond to hearts. And so it's the Ace of Hearts, the beginning. This can be the beginning of a new passion, beginning of a new relationship, beginning of a new project or involvement that you love. It just fills you up, fills your heart, brings this dove of peace to your environment. This lotus underneath represents enlightenment or emotional fulfillment, coming through the murky waters to find something illuminating. But it's kind of like it wants to come through. It's like a sprout or a seed that wants to come through, but in the reverse position, something's holding it under. Either the non-recognition of this truth, or this person not seeing that this person is acting selfishly or, looking out for themselves, perhaps at the cost of you. So I want you to try to look at things directly, especially because these two aces are surrounding relationship here. How is it draining your heart or draining your recognition of what is real? These are both great cards here. Ace of Cups and Ace of Swords. This is feeling overjoyed. My cup runneth over. This is having a revelation, recognizing the truth, having the truth handed to you. How is it that your perception of this relationship, or your perception of how relationships work in general, might be zapping your energy? That's the sense that I'm getting, Leo, in August. But it could also be that there's the potential for a whole new beginning, a whole new you. It might just be that you're afraid. Sometimes cards show up in reverse when we're afraid of something, when we are resisting it. It's like, here's a new beginning, here's a new relationship. It's going to fill your heart. It's going to open you up to new truths. Here it is, but you're resisting it or not acknowledging it or not. There's some way in which you're holding the cork underwater. It wants to just float on the surface, but if there's resistance involved, it can't come out in its natural expression. So what I see here, though, is towards the end of the month, you have that ace in the upright position, the third ace, which is fire, which is your natural element, Leo. This is motivation, this is enthusiasm, this is passion, spirit, fieriness, liveliness. This is Ace of Wands or Ace of Batons, which is the archetype of this is the person who marches out in front of the parade, throws the baton, the first person out of the gates. It's also when there's a race being run, Ace of Wands is the person who has the baton, who's running with it. It's the active element. So this is like freshness, newness. I've got new energy for something. I've got new vitality, new enthusiasm, new vigor for something. So I get the sense that if something's blocking you with a new beginning, zapping your energy, if you're disappointed or feeling betrayed, can even be third wheel energy here in the middle of the month. Towards the end of the month, towards the end of August, is when you find some peace. Temperance is like the angel of peace. Temperance is a card all about compromise, balance, order, simplicity, finding your balance between being grounded. You can see Temperance's foot is here on the ground, on the earth with one foot, and then in the water, which represents the emotional realm. So being grounded not only physically, but emotionally as well. And then also with this new enthusiasm, vigor, chance, liveliness. There's some, I get the sense that you turn it around by the end of the month, Leo. So whatever you're not seeing, not acknowledging, or resisting, or fearful of in terms of a new beginning, new self, or new identity, you're going to come to a place of peace about it by the end of August. So I'm looking forward to that for you, Leo. There is some way in the end of August that you may have difficulty forgiving someone or letting the ghosts of the past go behind, letting them go. This card, Judgment, is all about letting the ghosts of the past, you know, letting go of old baggage, letting go of old karma. This is a very spiritual card, and you can see this. There's this spiritual fire that happens in Judgment, and these are like the old souls that are rising up from the graves. So it's like old stories, old histories, old baggage, old karma. And what happens with this card is that when they all come up for review, this spiritual fire cleanses all of them. And I like to read this card as forgiveness because it has the same power as forgiveness, where it's just like, wipe it clean. It's a clean slate. It's no longer relevant. I'm not carrying around all these old stories, old baggage, old information, old histories. It's dead and gone. So it's like letting them go, letting them release. But when in the reverse position, that says resistance to forgiveness, resistance to letting things go. Sometimes this card in the reverse position can mean holding a grudge or being attached to a certain dogma, a certain story, a certain way of wanting things to be, or trying to control things, even people who are dead and gone, or people who are out of our lives. So this card always says to me, let go, forgive, if that's relevant, if that's involved here. It might be hard for you to do some forgiving or letting go at the end of the month, but I'm going to encourage you to try to do that, because this card is really a card of renewal, and it is showing up for you. It's just saying that it might be a little tough. This card here at the end of the month also is Seven of Wands. This is about self-assertion and standing up for what you believe in, standing up for what you think, what you feel, where your heart is involved. Seven of Wands usually means success despite adversity. So there may be some challenges that you face towards the end of the month. I'm even seeing that, you know, if you discover there may be a hidden truth about someone who's running off with the goods of their own and you're having a hard time forgiving them once it comes to light. But you're in an advantageous position here with Seven of Wands at the very end of the month. Even though it's success despite adversity, sometimes this card is read as struggle or difficulties. I always point out that he is in an advantageous position. He's fending off those below him. So he's either leading, saying, this is what I believe in, this is what I'm willing to fight for. Come on, everybody, come with me. You know, let's support this cause. He could either be leading a group of people through his convictions, or he could be fighting off opponents or opposition. So in tandem with this card, I'm seeing that there might be people who see things different from you from the past, where you're going to have to let that go. And you're just going to have to stand up for what you believe in. That's the beauty of this card, and that's the meaning of this card. And it usually means success. It means you're in an advantageous position regarding that. Just see if you can employ some of the cleansing energy of forgiveness to let the ghosts of the past go. Any old baggage, regrets, stories, histories, plans, agendas, all of that. Because you do have a new beginning here, and you have new peace. And I get the sense that this new you, with this new moon in Leo, and 3 aces, will bring you a lot of peace once you actually go forward with it. Once you let go of any resistance or fear or holding it at bay, you have some fresh, wonderful energy that's going to bring you a lot of contentment, Leo. So that's the month of August for you, Leo. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free as always to give it a thumbs up or share or subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I just want to thank everyone for watching. Yours in the stars. Hi everyone, this is Gwendolyn. I just wanted to say thank you to all my stars for watching and for subscribing. I just, in July, this channel has been up for a year now, and I noticed I'm up to 3,600 subscribers, which is all thanks to you guys and everyone who has subscribed. And in 12 months, that means 30 a month, which is, or no, 300 a month, which is 10 a day. So I just want to say thank you so much. It's really been a pleasure to do this channel, and I really appreciate each and every one of you who watches and who has subscribed. So as a thank you, I'm going, in recognition of those 10 a day of subscribers for the past year, which is amazing to me, I just want to give out 10 free readings. So to all of you who, 10 free readings total, and I'm going to select 2 people a day for the next 5 days, and the way that you can enter your name to get one of those free readings is if you go to my web page, you can go to the contact page and just send me a quick note that says free reading or I'm interested in the free reading. It'll be a 3-card reading. I'll do it as a pre-recorded video, and if you just want to send in your question, or actually just let me know that you're interested, and then once I select the 10 people who will get free readings, you can send me your question, and it'll just be like a 1-question reading. I'll film the video and then post it for you on my website with a password protected page so that only you can see it. But I just want to say thanks to everyone for watching and for subscribing. I still can't believe it, 10 subscribers per day for a year. So that's my 10 free readings that I want to give back to you guys. So thanks so much. Head over to my website. There's links. You can find those on my channel. You can find it in the description for the videos. And then just go to the contact page and just write free reading. And then I will be announcing who those 10 free readings will be going to. I'll just be selecting those at random from everyone who sends that in. Thank you so much, stars. And again, I just really appreciate it. So this is my thank you back to you. Yours in the stars.